Hello, I'm Dr. Mira Reisberg, and I'm excited to share with you a couple of books today, just two, that are board books that are also novelty books. And board books are the very, 0 to 2. That's when they're just learning about words and that words are associated with things and they're really tough. So that they can be chewed on and thrown on the floor and abused, and they can take that. And there seems to be a real resurgence happening in board books. I don't know if there's been a demographic shift where there are more babies being born, but whatever the reasons, it's really lovely. And I happen to love board books. And I received these two from the lovely Lara Starr from Chronicle Books. And so I just want to give a shout out to Lara and say thank you for sending these. She's the publicist there. And here's the first one, I Can Dance. And you can see that it's got these little cutouts for little fingers. I happen to have little fingers, so it works fine. And it's really darling, it's tactile, it's a lovely fabric, and you can make her dance. When you have interactive elements like this, it's called a novelty book. And, it might be cutouts like these. It might be things that you touch. It might be, pull tabs. It might be, different things that the kid interacts with, the young child. So let's have a look at I Can Dance. I can paint with my toes. I can do a plie. I can twirl in my tutu. I can dance a ballet. So you can see it's very simple language, minimal text, maximum of 4 lines per spread. So here's the 4 lines on one side. I can boogie and groove in my bell-bottom pants. I can make up the moves to my own disco dance. So simple, 1 or 2 syllable words, really charming illustrations. They're obviously digital, but they're sophisticated digital. They don't look, like funky Photoshop stuff that you see sometimes with poorly illustrated books. I love the illustrations. Very clever. So here she is, and I can do dancy tricks on the floor and the beam. I can tumble and flip, a gymnastics routine. So we've got a 3-syllable word, gymnastics, a 3-syllable word there. And then we turn the page, and it's a board book, so the pages are thick. There we go. I can spin on my hands, I can pose with my feet. If you give me a rhythm, I can break to the beat. So it goes through all different kinds of dance types. And there's lovely little details like the kitty here, and let's see, here this is obviously a send-off of Saturday Night Live. So there's stuff in here for both, the little ones. And here's a little reference to Swan Lake. So it's very clever. It's, conceptual illustration. Even though it's a book for babies and toddlers, there's a lot of ideas in here which enrich it for the person who's reading the book. And so I don't want to give it all away. I'm just going to say it starts with an I and ends with a we, in a fabulous pull-out spread. Oh, let's give you a quick peek at that. And here we go. You're going to have to buy these because they're really lovely. And then here's, I don't know if I can do it, there we go. Here it is. With all of my friends. I love that it's culturally diverse. I love all the references in here. I love the sort of bright, poppy colors, the contrast between light and dark. There's lots to like about this. My only criticism is that I wish there was a kid in a wheelchair dancing, because She's done a really great job of representing all sorts of different kids, except for kids that are differently abled. So that would be, and some people might say that's PC, and that's fine. But for me, I want all kids to be represented. And because of the warmth of this book, and the other one, I mean warmth of spirit, I would imagine that Betsy feels the same way. So I hope in some of her future I Can books that she includes a kid in a wheelchair, just so they get to see themselves as capable kids like other kids. Because they certainly can dance in wheelchairs and they can play sports. Here's the second one. I can play. Isn't that fun? I mean, I just love it. And it has this lovely, fake grass to touch here. It's very textural. It feels great. The color is wonderful. Very clever design. It's a cutout. This is called a die cut that happens here. And what Betsy would have done is she would have made a mock-up of this to submit it as a board book. And I went on her website, betsysnyder.com, and she's got a lot of really delightful books. She seems to specialize in board books, but maybe there were others as well. So here we go. I can play on a team, I can kick, I can pass, I can go for a goal on the turf or the grass. I can dribble and shoot down the basketball court. I can play by the rules. I can be a good sport. So you can guess what happens in this book. All different kinds of sport. And so she's really carving out a wonderful niche for herself with these I Can books that are very empowering for kids, learning about all different things. We learned about different kinds of dance in I Can Dance. And in this one, we learn about all different kinds of sport. So there's two, the two fingers here. One is for this kid and the other's for this kid. So that's really funny. So a little kid playing with a book like this would have a lot of fun, a lot of giggles with them and their mom or dad or whoever's reading it. And I'm not going to give away the big finale, but it's really lovely. And very clever, very smart, very literate, very empowering little board books, little novelty books. So if you're thinking of writing novelty books or board books, check these out. They're great ones to learn from. Bye from now.